moved down the line chasing off another bird. This struck me as a classic domino effect, modified with a shunt. The push only worked when a weak spot was found. How often in human history do we see flagrant attacks, defensive maneuvers, new attacks, and delayed ramifications? This got me thinking of the possibility of basic principles that apply to history. There is, in fact, a whole branch of academic literature on the philosophy of history. On January 15, 2001, Wikipedia was formally launched by Jimmy Wales and Larry Sanger, using the concept and technology of the wiki pioneered by Ward Cunningham. Initially, Wikipedia was created to complement Nupedia, an online encyclopedia project edited solely by experts. The English Wikipedia passed 100,000 articles in 2003. I did not become aware of Wikipedia until about 2002, 2003. It scared me, but then I came to terms with it. My site was not an encyclopedia, I reasoned. It was a map to the past. We could and would operate in parallel. Here's a user comment from 2002. I really appreciate the timelines and all the work put into them. I have a history wall chart and find it very interesting to see different or similar developments in different parts of the world at the same time. I truly wish I could contribute to the work. Unfortunately, I am unable to work, and the disability pension I receive doesn't cover even the bare necessities. I pray that you may find the requisite number of donors to help keep the site going. I love history and find it endlessly fascinating. Just reading one of the pages is really instructive and educational. I just wish I could remember every detail. In January 2003, Starla, a young hairdresser, avid newsletter reader, and aspiring journalist from Delaware, agreed to do occasional contributions to the newsletter. I called her short essay, Hair Today, and introduced it as the first of an ongoing series. Starla's contributions were a lot of fun and provided some very youthful spark to my droll letters. We tried to focus her articles on hair-related topics. But she soon expanded matters to beauty aids, tattoos, getting along with your hairstylist, men's hair, hygiene throughout history, getting rid of hair. I encourage you to pursue her contributions in the archives. During my years with Becton Dickinson, I was often on the road flying about the Northwest United States. The job had a lot of inherent downtime, waiting for parts, waiting for planes, even waiting for service calls. I used much of this time to gather data and explore local areas, seeking out their own internal history. July 2003. I spent a week working in Portland, Oregon. With a little free time and extensive searching, I found the point where the Willamette River runs into the Columbia. I spent some hours searching for this hidden spot on more than one occasion. Many of the locals did not know this place, and once there I found a nice sign posted on how Lewis and Clark missed it 2 times while passing, because their canoe traveled along the northern shore of the Columbia, and an island hid the connection. Local Indians finally steered Lewis and Clark straight. Funny for me to make the same error 200 years later with a car and a map and directions from half a dozen locals, including a police officer. But persistence finally got me to the park area where numerous rabbits jumped along a pretty wooded trail, urging me forward. Down by the actual confluence, I stumbled across a couple coupling on the Columbia Beach. I thought about asking them about the rabbits and Lewis and Clark and the whole magic of the flowing rivers, but figured they would not be pleased and moved quietly on with my furry companions. Sorry, I did not have a camera. It would have been nice to take some shots of the rabbits and the rivers meeting. A user comment. Excellent advice from the hairdresser. I hope you don't mind if I pass it along to our cosmetology department. Also, I thought you might like to know that your site is ranked 46,117 out of 875,000 most visited sites on the internet. Congratulations, that's pretty well the top 5% of all sites on the World Wide Web. Irene Lee, a research guide for students. I've maintained contact with Irene ever since. Feedback created a steady input for the Timelines project. Here's a good example. I had an entry dated 1837, December 29th. A steam-powered threshing machine was patented in Winthrop, Maine. Another MC entry. A user responds, "It is correct that this was a steam-powered threshing machine. The inventors were my great-great-great-grandfather, Hiram A. Pitts, and his twin brother, John A. Pitts. And I have done quite a bit of research on them and their inventions. I've looked at the patent application, and it was not steam-powered. A typical source of power for the threshing machine would have been another item that they did patent, a horsepower, which is a treadmill powered by a single horse." The correction was accepted and rewritten. In 2003, I established contact with Anthony DeBrew, an English media analyst. By December, he provided a 14-page analysis of the Timelines website. Mr. DeBrew took time off from his current project on patterns in recent history to not only provide a professional analysis of the website in its current form, but also to provide specific suggestions and directions for moving the project forward. Anthony has continued providing suggestions and contributions to this day. 2004, April. My motherboard blew a circuit and I lost all access to the Timelines site and data. I was rescued by a local computer shop PC expert who replaced the motherboard. The original hard drive was okay, but did not boot with the new motherboard. So a new hard drive was installed and the original was used as a secondary backup. This forced me to load all kinds of software over, and after a week or so of consternation, I finally got the system to about where it had been. Needless to say, numerous technical problems have been a major part of this story, but there is no time here to address them in any more detail. Make a note to keep an eye out for a future book entitled Organizing History, The Trials and Tribulations of Timelines.ws. Not all was praised for my project. Here is Elmer. Dear whoever you are, your timelines are completely inaccurate. I believe that it said under 1972 that internet chat rooms were first invented. How stupid is that? The internet wasn't even invented, let alone personal computers. So again, your site sucks. Well, in July 1972, Robert Metcalf, we can actually go to subjects. Click on there's assorted subjects. Liz is going to click on subjects, and then she's going to click on internet, and then she's going to tab down to 1972. And here we see Robert Metcalf at Xerox's Palo Alto Research Center combined packet switching from the ARPANET and single-wire broadcasting to lay the foundations for computer networks. This system was called Ethernet and marked the first internet message. Also, Vinton Cerf, hearing impaired since birth, developed email-like text messaging protocols for the ARPANET. So technically, Elmer was correct. It wasn't a chat room like we do today, but people were just beginning to explore the technology.